So again, welcome to the Freedom and Wealth Seekers live case study class. So we've never done a case study, a live case study class. I've shared case studies before in the past, but this is a live class, and Derrick has put together a really cool training for you all where he's going to take you down the path of some of his most profitable deals. I'm pretty sure you are going to leave here inspired, enlightened, and educated. Before we get started, if this is your first time joining us, welcome to the Freedom and Wealth Seeker community. I became a Freedom and Wealth Seeker back in 2002 when I started my quest on educating myself on how to become a successful real estate investor. That led to my first local government foreclosure purchase in 2000, I believe 2003, 2004, where I eventually became the owner of a property free and clear that I purchased for only $850.79. That was my claim to fame, still is. Not a lot of people know local government foreclosures even exist. But tonight, I want to bring to the stage a young man who's already accomplished 10 times, 100 times more than what I accomplished at his young age of 26. He's on the trajectory of building a multi-million-dollar real estate company and portfolio, and his reputation speaks for itself, and that's his work that he's done in his marketplace. Derrick Anthony, how are you this evening?
Good, Marcel. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. Glad to be here. Glad to have you back to back. You know, on a Thursday night, you could be anywhere. You could be at a playoff game. You could be just enjoying the great weather, but you're here with the Freedom and Wealth Seekers, and you're pouring yet again. You're pouring back into the community. So Derrick, you put together like a mini training, and I want to really just give you the stage, man. So I'm going to share my screen. Do you have any video in this, or is
Yeah.
it you
Yeah. Is
do?
that fine? Yeah.
Yeah. So I need to share sound.
You
Um,
don't have to share sound because I'll be
I don't.
speaking. No, you don't have to share sound.
Okay. Cool. So you can share the screen, and you can take it from there. I'm going to go into student mode right now.
Okay, hold on one second. So all right. So can you see this?
Yes, I can see it. I can see it.
Okay, great. Let me just move. All right, whatever. I don't know how to work the Zoom that well. So I assume you can pretty much see the whole screen. So hey, I hope everyone is doing well. Marcel, I appreciate you for letting me come on tonight and speak with everyone. So we pretty much had a talk, and you just told me to kind of put something together and kind of give folks a quick keynote presentation about rehabbing, right? So a little bit about me. I started out wholesaling, as some of you know, then went on to rehabbing. Since then, I've done several flips. They've all been pretty profitable. My intentions was never to start flipping houses. I was looking to buy and hold, but after having a conversation with Marcel, he let me know that I should sell my first house that I was actually planning on keeping. So that's how I pretty much jumped into it. So these are a couple of pictures of me standing inside of properties that we were fixing up, that we were framing. If you can look down at that middle picture, that's me in front of a house that actually, I believe it had ticks. And kind of a little backstory on that. That was a property that I bought. I was planning on keeping, but decided to flip. there were some squatters inside of that house. So I never went into the property for like a whole year because I was fixing up another house. And I flipped that one, went on to start on this one. And the moment I walked into this property, there were like ticks jumping all over me. And it was absolutely disgusting. So I had to go buy this suit and we had to bomb the house. All right. But that was the first and last time that that has happened to me. But there has been plenty of more crazier stuff that has happened throughout these rehabs. So I'm just going to take you guys through a couple of things and a couple of steps on what it's like to rehab really quick. So these are a couple of houses that I've done. As you can see, they look pretty. This big house that you see with the red door, this was a house that I did like in another county. This was actually one of my largest houses I did as far as size and as far as pay. With this house, I made close to 200 grand off of one flip. And I would absolutely love to do it again. This house actually came from a probate lead. Pretty much it belonged to a lady's husband and he passed away and she pretty much didn't want nothing to do with the house. Similar to this situation with the house that you see up on the right corner. I can't see it because I have you guys pulled up, but that house that's on the right corner, that was another probate leads, right? So probate leads are really good leads, especially for rehabbing, right? So those are situations where someone has passed away and left the house to somebody. And a lot of times those people don't want to deal with the house. They're just looking to sell it. So these are pictures of what it looks like once the house is finished. You want to get pictures taken. This photo, this main photo that you see of the single family house, this was taken by a drone. We hire a company to come out and they fly a drone throughout the house and take pictures and record a tour of the house. Depending on the location and size of the house, sometimes you would like to get them to take the drone outside and kind of get like a shot of where it's at. I did that for this particular property because it was sitting on a significant large lot, right? So this was almost like an acre of land. So I wanted to kind of get that footage for the new home buyer, whoever was looking to buy this property. I wanted them to actually see how large this property was, and that was one of the great things about it, and also a huge selling point. Another key thing I want to touch on, if you see this picture, one thing to take note about rehabbing houses, you want your house to have curb appeal, right? So if you look at each property, maybe not so much the one that's on the right side because the grass is a little messed up, but this huge house that you see, the red door pops out. We put down some red mulch that made it pop out, and we had the lawn taken care of as well. The house down on the right corner, we painted the porch gray, painted the door as well. So you always want your houses to stick out and kind of get that curb appeal. So these are a couple of photos of, well, the first photo, the large photo that you see, that was a kitchen, right? And that was completely taken out. One of the first steps that you do when you're rehabbing, you got to get rid of pretty much everything that's in the house. Depending on the condition of the property, this house in particular was old, but it had good structure, but we were redoing the whole first floor as far as like knocking down the walls and kind of giving it like that new modern look, just having like an open floor plan. So we knocked down the kitchen, we knocked down the living room and all the walls and just kind of expanded it. The top right is like a kitchen. As you can see, it's like a ton of junk in there. It's old fridge, old cabinets, everything is old, really smelly. That's the same house that had the ticks in there as well. The picture on the bottom right is also that same property that had the ticks in there. And as you can see, it's like a ton of trash. So something to take note of, like a quick gem for you guys, is when you're going into these properties and you're looking to start a project, something to make note of when you're going over how much you're planning on spending is trash, right? Because if you have a house that has a ton of trash inside of the property, you have to get these cans, and these cans are usually like 30 to 35 yards, maybe 40, and they tend to fill up pretty quick. Um, so the more cans you need, the more money you'll spend. They typically run around $500 per can, and you can hold on to it for quite some time. But of course, you would like to get the cans filled up as fast as possible, and so that way you can move on to the next step, which is framing up the house. But that's just something that you guys would definitely have to keep in mind as far as trash, because that can definitely pile up quick, and it can be a large bill depending on the amount of trash that's in the property. So speaking of framing, once the house is pretty much cleaned out with all the trash and it's broom swept, as you can see, there's a broom right there in that first picture. You want to frame it, right? So like I said before, I knocked out that kitchen and the living room, and as you can see, there's a beam that's holding up the second floor of the house, right? So you put like an well, whatever you want to do with the kitchen, you usually put like an island in the middle right there, and just kind of have it like, because it makes it feel larger when you come in, when it's just like, not walls and everything is so secluded. When you have like the tray ceilings and the lights are hidden in the windows, it just gives it a nice huge feel. And in this second photo to the right is downstairs in a property that I had. Another quick note for you guys to kind of take down is when you're rehabbing these houses, you always want to maximize as much as you can. So with that being said, you want to keep in mind to put as much as you can get into the house. And what I mean by that is if can add a deck out back or on top of the roof, because you can put a deck on top of some of these homes that are in the city. You want to do that, or if you can add a bedroom in the basement or a bathroom in the basement, laundry, like all this stuff adds value to these homes. So you definitely want to maximize the space as much as you can. So each property that I do, each project, I always add a bedroom in the basement, always add a stand-up shower in the basement, and the laundry. Typically because a lot of people do their laundry in the basement. I don't know why. I have came across some other folks who add the laundry upstairs. It really doesn't matter. It's all up to preference. But the main thing that you want to take note of is just kind of maximizing as much as you can. So if you have a house that can have a bedroom and a bathroom downstairs, I would definitely put that in, as well as a deck. These are huge selling points for folks, right? Because if you have a house, particularly like a row home, which is majority of the houses is where I'm at in the city, right? You want it to have more than one bathroom, right? No one wants to go all the way upstairs to just use one bathroom, right? So if you can, definitely add another one in the basement. That's just something to keep in mind. So this is just some footage right here. I'm going to play this, and this is my crew. They're getting it in, as you can see. They're installing the tray ceilings. So tray ceilings, I think I have a picture in here later on, but tray ceilings are those ceilings that have all the designs and the crown moldings at the top. As you can see, the duct work is being ran. Personally, for me, when I'm doing these properties, I like to do all new electrical, plumbing, heating, air conditioning. I mean, everything from top to bottom is new. Um, that way, there are no problems, or like, I don't have to worry about the person that's buying the house to have any hiccups, or like, I like everything to be brand new inside of the house, so I don't have to worry about them having any complaints. And personally, I just want to deliver my consumers a good product, right? I would hate to give someone a home where I know like things aren't done properly, or there's like old mechanicals in the house. Me personally, I just couldn't live with that. If you guys weren't tapped into the call last night, the Zoom, excuse me, that we had, I spoke about how I had a flood in the basement, and that was once my property settled. Now you have a lot of rehabbers that would have pretty much, not taken care of it. They would have been like, well, the house settled, you bought it the way it was, and they would have moved on. But me, I took it upon myself to fix it, and that goes a long way. So I would definitely keep that in mind when you're doing these properties. If there's something that's structurally wrong, or things that just are not right with the house, please be mindful and try to fix them. Because you wouldn't want to buy a house and a month later the roof is falling apart, or there's something wrong with the system outside. I mean, I've seen this happen before, so that's just something you guys should keep in mind. Here's also more footage of my guys. So this was one of our last projects that we did, and as you can see, we have like an extension. This was actually the kitchen that ran out. So this had to be built. This was there before, but it was kind of ran down the roof. As you can see, they're repairing that. That like fell in. So it was a complete mess. So I decided to maximize, like I just mentioned, right? Maximizing the house as much as I can, instead of just because this this was falling apart, right? So I could have been like, you know what? Instead of paying and spending more and getting this rebuilt, I could just throw it all away and just kind of close it up and leave it as it is. But I decided to maximize this house as much as I can, and I extended the kitchen out further. So I had one of probably the largest kitchen on that street, and that was a huge selling point. This is another thing to take note of, guys. Like two of the main things that people, and I'm sure you guys know this, right? Two of the main selling points when people are buying houses, and a lot of people that are buying these houses are women, and they tend to focus on the kitchen and the bathrooms, the master bathroom, and closet space, because they tend to have a lot of clothes and stuff, which is fine, right? So, and the kitchen is typically the first thing that you see when you walk through houses, especially nowadays, because like I said, there are typically no walls, so everything is like exposed, and the kitchen is kind of the first thing you see. So you definitely want that to stand out, right? You definitely want that to be one of the main focal points that you focus on when you're doing your projects, right? So you got to make sure it's really bright. There's lights hanging down on top of the kitchen. You have stainless steel appliances. The backsplash is nice. The cabinets are looking good. Like that's one of the main focal points that you want to focus on when you're doing these projects. And sometimes I have to go out and do things myself, right? So I'm hands-on with my projects, right? I go to Home Depot and Lowe's, and I'm picking up appliances. Sometimes I've drove many miles to Virginia to pick up refrigerators because we didn't have them in stock. And as you can see, like I'm completely hands-on with this. Now, you do have some people who they don't come to the projects like that because they have other things happening, but I like to manage my projects myself. I like to be there, make sure people are on task and things are, getting done. I'm there for the inspections, and I'm sometimes I'm making the Home Depot runs and the Lowe's runs if need be. Now I don't always go first thing in the morning because that's when my contractors tend to go, right? They're there first thing in the morning, like 6:30, getting stuff that's needed for the day. Now, I never said I'm getting up to be there, but I'm a phone call away. It's time to pay for it. But throughout the day, if things need to be done, I don't mind going to Home Depot and getting it. So I'm actually picking up a mini fridge, like a wine fridge, and that's another thing I like to put inside my properties in the kitchen. Like I said, I like to maximize it as much as I can. It was something that I seen in a house before way back. You typically have a fridge, stove, dishwasher, microwave, but some people like to indulge in alcohol and wine, or sometimes even soda. So, and you typically don't keep wine in your, well, you can put it in your main fridge, but folks tend to have wine fridges if they can. So I like to install those as well. I know that's something a lot of people like to partake in it, and it's just a good look for the house, and it adds value, and that's what we're trying to do: add value to these properties. So I'm trying to move
Is
to
that
the
the
next.
list?
Nah, it's not. One second. I'm trying to.
Yeah, whenever you put video in a slideshow on Zoom, it can freeze up on you. So
Okay.
if you hit the escape button
Mm-hmm.
and try to minimize your Excel, I'm sorry, your slideshow.
Hold on. I'm gonna stop sharing for 1 second. Can you still see me?
Yeah,
Okay, cool. So it's loading right now, but I can keep
that was great
talking.
information though, man.
Yeah, I can keep talking while this is going. I don't want to stop. So,
Okay.
I was touching on adding, going to Home Depot, actually picking up this stuff and getting it done. I'm trying to figure out what my next slide was, but so yeah, inspections as well. I'm there sometimes to handle inspections, and I'm back loaded up as well. All right, so I'm back. Sorry about
Any
that.
any more videos after that one?
Nah, that was the only one.
Okay, we should have smooth sailing now.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I wanted to give them like a live, in-depth look. I know the pictures are cool, but the videos are always cooler. So this
Yes.
is a finished product. Again, pictures are very important. So
Mm.
pictures and the videos and the drones and stuff, that's going to run you around like 400, $300, and that's kind of what you do at the last step. That's after the house is staged. In that top right photo of the kitchen, that stage, the bottom right, those are the tray ceilings I was talking about, the crown molding. As you can see, the lights are bright, got the hardwood floors all throughout. As you can see, got the stainless steel appliances back there. So it's looking good. I did not stage that property for no in particular reason. I just didn't. But if you can, I would stage all of your properties. It just makes it look good in the picture, and it kind of gives people a sense of what their house will look like when it's time to move in. This photo on the left is the property I told you that flooded. So that is downstairs in the basement. As I told you, I always like to maximize as much as I can. So that's a bedroom to the right, and to the left, that's the bathroom with this really nice shower. I really like that tile, and that light blue makes it pop, with a soap thing right there that you can put your soap in, soap dish, and laminate floors downstairs as well. And if you look really closely to that picture, if you look at the bottom, you can kind of see like little mud because the basement was flooding. But a lot of people are starting to put um laminate floors throughout their properties in the basement, because it kind of gives it that hardwood look, but it's not really hardwood floors. It's actually cheaper. Um, I personally do not like it all throughout. I actually don't like it at all. I just don't like the way that it feels. If any of you have ever stepped on laminate wood, you can kind of feel it moving a little bit, or it just doesn't have that hardwood feel. But that's just my personal preference. It does look good, and people still put it in their houses, and homes are still selling. So, when you're rehabbing houses though, like you want to give it your personal touch, right? I mean, you don't want it to, if you really love pink, I wouldn't suggest you painting all the walls pink, right? I mean, you have to give this house a look that, we all can agree that it's a good look, right? So gray and white, these are like neutral colors that we all like, right? White tile, with a pop of blue, right? These aren't crazy funky colors, but you can give it a bit of your style, right? So you can mix up the tiles a little bit and kind of add that flavor, or the floors, you might like a gray floor or a black floor, as long as it matches and it goes, mix it up and kind of put your own style to it. And some people put carpet in the basement, some people put carpet upstairs. Me personally, I like to put carpet all throughout, except for the first floor. So I like to do carpet upstairs, on the steps, as you can see in that photo to the right. If you look closely, you can see the carpet heading up the steps, and then in the hallway, and then in the bedrooms. Then the same goes for downstairs in the basement. I like to put carpet in the basement and starting at the steps. And on the first floor, I typically do hardwood floors. But again, back to the hardwood and the laminate thing. The reason some people don't like hardwood in the kitchen, and this is something to take note of, is because if you were to spill something, it cracks it. It cracks the wood some type of way, and throughout the years, you can kind of see it. And I'm actually starting to experience that inside of my home. Inside of my home, I have a dog, and when she goes to the bathroom on the floor, it's starting to crack, and you can kind of see it. So that has to be replaced. And some people even put tile in the kitchen as well. So they might have hardwood, and when you get to that kitchen part where the fridge and all that stuff is, they'll put tile right there. But I personally don't like that. I like it to look the same all throughout. But that's just me. Let me see if I can get to the next slide.
So Derrick, quick
Having an issue again. But go ahead, Marcel, answer your
quick
question.
tip. When I use PowerPoint in Zoom, I just keep the PowerPoint at a minimal size because it doesn't. It's not. It may be Keynote that's not compatible with Zoom. Oh, here you go.
Yeah, I don't know why it's like a delay. So this is the kitchen. The backsplash, as you can see, stainless steel appliances, like I mentioned, with the black countertops. The white cabinets are pretty much in style right now. With the black knob to kind of makes it pop. I would suggest putting appliances in your properties. Some people don't. I'm not sure why. If someone's to buy a new home, they have to install their own appliances. I wouldn't do that. But me personally, I like to install all appliances, including the dryer and the washing machine as well. When you are buying appliances, though, I would shop around as far as like Best Buy, Home Depot, Lowe's. There are plenty of places to get appliances, so you don't actually have to be stuck on like one place. Due to COVID, though, I'm not sure if this is still a problem because I haven't gotten any appliances. I'm not fixing up a house right now, but the house I did just sell, when it was time for me to get the appliances, um, there was like a problem with that. So that's something that you guys want to be aware of. Well, we're heading out of COVID, but this is something just to take note of. Like, these stores don't actually have the appliances inside the store, right? So I'm not sure how many of you knew that. That was something I kind of didn't know at first. I'm thinking they, had this stuff on the showroom floor and it's in Home Depot, right? But no, it's not there. So, you would hate to get to like the last part of your project when it's time to get the appliances, and you kind of have to wait to get them, right? You might see something that you like, but they might not have it and it might not come in time. And that could kind of slow up your project. So my main thing that I want to stress to you guys would just kind of plan ahead with getting your appliances. So that way, once your cabinets and the granite and all that is installed, they can be showing up and, slide everything right in. And then on this picture on the right, as you can see, tray ceilings again. That wine fridge, if you can see straight ahead, and we even put the fireplace, the electric fireplace in the wall as well. Like I said, kind of just maximizing the space as much as we can. Also, so these are a couple of checks. As you can see, some really huge profits. And that's why people.
Whoa!
Okay, I
I had
thought
to
you were about
make
to say.
that. I don't know if you know who Ric Flair is. Do you
Of
know who Ric
course,
Flair
the
is?
nature
Oh, okay.
boy, nature boy. Come on, one of my favorite.
I had to make that type of
Yeah,
sound, man.
so this is why people like the rehab guys. These are huge profits, but again, you have to put some sweat inside the game for these, right? So this isn't like wholesaling where there's no money down. I mean, you can get into some um rehab projects like that with some creative structures, but you're gonna have to put some skin in the game, right? But it's well worth it, right? So you can even pick up the checks. Like I said, I was closing deals during COVID, right? Got my mask on. Or you can get the wire. I think I'm gonna start doing wires from now on too, Marcel. I don't think I'm doing checks anymore. The wire comes, checks, especially when you get this amount of money takes some time to close. A wire comes within like an hour. So I was like, yeah, I'm doing this from now on. But that's not what it's all about, guys. I like helping the community and giving back and improving the neighborhoods. And as you can see, this is a young lady that bought a house from me. She was super excited. That's her mom. To my right, that's her in the middle, and her dad. And I like exchanging the keys and seeing a smile on these people's faces when they get their home, because it's a great feeling. Getting your first home and you know building that wealth and living out the American dream. So that's what it's all about: giving back, helping people, and of course, uh, making money as well. That's not too bad. So that's pretty much all I got for you guys. I appreciate it, Marcel. Thank you for letting me share. I hope that was good, tangible information that you guys can go out and
you,
use.
you over delivered, man. Thank you. The people at the Freedom and Wealth Seekers community, I'm pretty sure, found a lot of useful information tonight, and more importantly, were inspired. You have a very, very inspiring story. Um, you are going to continue to soar, man. And I want to let you know you are a natural teacher.
Yeah.
Like, this is Derrick's first time teaching on Zoom. Well, we did the podcast yesterday, but you're a natural teacher. You're gonna impact a lot of lives across the country when you launch your learning platform.
I can't
So
wait.
Derrick,
Super excited. Thank you.
absolutely, man. So glad to have you tonight on a Thursday night. I
Yeah.
want to thank all of our inner circle members, all of our academy members for joining, as well as our freedom and wealth seekers. So, folks, we're going to end here. We look forward to seeing you at the closing table. One day, you're going to be presenting your business to the freedom and wealth seeker community. I'll see you soon. We have a class Saturday. We have another special guest. Saturday morning, 11 a.m. is our Freedom and Wealth Rehabbing Masterclass. Make sure you're there, 11 a.m. this upcoming Saturday. Talk to you soon, folks. Take care and God bless. Bye bye.